Hey, so in this series of tutorial for DOA, we'll do the job of IAU in a run with 4 Mesmer. Uh, so let's start. I think if I remember correctly, this foundry was a bit sketch. Um, but let's see. So again, I probably mentioned it on other job like TK and MLK. You target one caster for mistrust. If you're on TS, you can organize that so don't put mistrust on all the same people. And here I will do something quite special, in fact. So there, I never really look if it was perfectly worth it, but if you think about it, if there's one mesmer that destroys QZ, other mesmer will not lose as much energy. And as you will see, maybe not that much on this run, but energy is very crucial in Foundry because there's a lot of chaining, right? You keep running, and just having enough energy to keep going forward make Foundry much faster. So I pretty much just use my Signet and Imlad to kill it. That avoid other Mesmer to lose energy there, and you can see like use a lot of energy, and that can be worth it. But maybe we'll need to do some computation there to see if it's actually worth it. Also, you can use your IU freely there. Like in average, you're very likely to actually get KD once, and if you actually get throw up once, you will lose 5 energy easily, and that's the cost of IU, right? So it's almost zero cost skills to use there. Also, it will make the spike a little bit slower. So yeah, those Dreamy should have fall way faster. The problem with Dreamy is when they don't die first, they start using their healing, Ether Feast, and that means you actually just lose more energy. But you can see there was a little fail there where I actually wanted to target a Dreamy, and I actually there I wanted to target the Dreamy, but I did target the Drider. That wasn't very good, and I used KD on the Drider, which is not very useful either. You want to use your KD on the Dreamy so they can't heal and can't cast other skills. Try to put your and you really want to put your imlab between two a mistrust. Also, I actually changed on my staff to finish the spike first because I don't want to waste any more energy, but that's a huge problem. And as I said, energy is very important on Mesmer, especially in the first 4 room. So yeah, that's not ideal. Those small thing can really change around. So there we had a pretty lucky spawn. I don't know if someone went too early. Yeah, the TT should actually in this case go like there. And again, that wasn't ideal, so we lost quite a lot of energy there too, which slowed down the spike. And you can see like just because the spike was terrible, this ball went really bad. We had to res, lost quite a lot of time. He wastes actually 5 more energy for recall. We waste more energy to kill those guys, so it's a very and then there was a huge problem like that's a very bad idea, and that's clear something that because we are not on TeamSpeak, so it's kind of hard to synchronize. But in this point, if you're in TS, you should not push. Like every mesmer were really low on energy. The first room didn't went well whatsoever, and moreover, we are only 4 mesmer. We aren't 5 mesmer, so it's a very bad. For instance, you can see I have 20 energy on my eye energy set, which is very bad. And I mean, this spike can go fine, but the next one, if spawn on us, can be very hard to handle. Or, well, not this one, but the one with despair. Also, there's a small detail. Obviously, that's not your job, but again, it's better to do more than your job. I noticed that he was stuck and there was no one, so I made a decision to actually block them. So that's something that, and we had a good spawn, right? Like they were not on us. With no energy, if they are on us, it's a very risky situation. And that's indeed what I said on TeamSpeak. Like that was very risky. It wasn't a good idea to push there, but again, I see the spawn wasn't ideal, so I went and blocked. Quite annoying that I actually got chips, but I guess no one react. Kind of again not synchronized who went on the Dreamy and who went on the Anguish and the Despair. I mean, sorry. Okay, so here in IT Tactic, you don't really need to take the quest. You can though. Um, Only the MLK should not do it. In the case I didn't explain it, so I will explain it. So pretty much, if the three snake are taken and one die, you can still do ARG. And when ARG is dead, the MLK go back and take the quest. In fact, he can go back when the other mesmer are doing ARG. And as soon as ARG is dead, and the other snake actually settle, right? They go out of your party. He can take the reward and the quest again, and he will be able to take the reward and do the fury. So that can avoid some fail. The little bug exploit. For this reason, the MLK shouldn't take the quest. Now again, your IU in our tactic won't take any snake. In some tactic, he will actually take the first snake. In any case, you really want to be among the first player because you want to go into hard quite fast. So now that TK did well, take the snake fast enough, so you keep running and so on. Make sure to not ping. It's very important as a IU to not ping. Always keep an eye on early aggro. For instance, the English can be quite late. And see, I will do something quite special here. It's not required, but I think it's pretty nice overall. So there's often a QZ here. I actually target. So at this point, you will see I will actually target. So see, the first one that I target is actually the famine, but I will make the effort of actually targeting the next one to see if it's indeed the QZ. I think with Toolbox you might actually have the QZ range, not quite sure. We'll need to check with the minimap. But in any case, I want to make sure to put my EU under QZ. So I put it under QZ before I go out of the range. And the cool thing is that I can actually maintain the IU. Also here I do a little trick that is definitely not necessary, but if you remove your LB title and reapply it, the effect will apply after the other damage reduction. So yeah, that you will take in well less damage. It can be very useful if for instance, in 5 mesmer and where the emo is a little bit sleepy and don't notice that you are taking damage. I can very do. So now again, quite important. There's a lot of IU that do very badly here. So the important thing is, first of all, you want to enter as soon as possible. It's not the case, it's not necessarily bad, but it can be a bit harder. You can get like stuck and a rollback and so on. That can be annoying. But as you saw, there was no problem there. The snake didn't got aggro of the middle. We didn't have aggro of the Morgulite or nothing whatsoever. So I just run in directly. I go on and I spawn R. It's enough to make it spawn. You don't have to get in his range. Now, again, you see that that's the nice thing about QZ. I can put my IU before it finish, so I have a like a longer IU in some way. So now I target him right away, and I don't run back right away to the wall because if you do so, the Titan will go around you, and that will make a very bad wall. You want all the enemy to be at your right, Arc being the exception. Another thing, so now I go back and so on slowly. This range was very far, but I had to go back to the wall. But see, the important thing is that the majority of the mob are actually be behind the wall. So now I put my PR right away on R, and I'm ready to imlat him. And I can also start spiking. You just have to make sure to actually wrap in. So again, you see, the wall is is perfect. Now I can replace myself a little bit. So that was a little bit unlucky mistrust. I want like it's a very good thing in fact to target a rage and put mistrust, but for some reason this rage wasn't dead. And again, back a little bit, be behind the mob. You really want all mob to always be behind you. That's what most of you fail to do, and then often like two dementia that run to the other mesmer cripple them. You waste some energy and especially some time to actually kill them. Another very nice thing you can do, you can echo E-Surge at this point on the last spawn. It will still be up for the free. Then, then that's where my first IU plane. Well, put back my IU so can run fast. Again, there you go in full range before spiking. It's a spike that can go wrong that you can easily get dropped, so you try to be in full range before spiking. So yeah, the empty did a pretty bad job of pulling the mob away there. So, um, well, we I choose to run away before actually taking my gem because it can get quite messy. In fact, if people keep getting your gem, especially if especially if it's the Morganite that break. In this case, what Titan a little bit less risky, but still can be annoying. So in fact, the interesting thing, like if you look at damage as show that way, it's a good thing. Like when all mesmer are so close to each other, it's either a really good thing or a really bad thing. So at this point, always take an eye. See, there's the tug there. You must be aware before going to spike because if you think it's a spirit, you might go in range before all the mob are in the ball, but in fact you will aggro and they will just break and make a really bad spike. Also here is you can totally use E-Search. You don't need it for the spike, but it's very useful for the wall to actually have E-Search, and then there was no split. So again, that's some energy waste. Again, a little bit like in room 2, put your IU. It's, especially if you can get the Qs, it will be like 7 energy. And if you get any skills drop that cost 5 or more, you waste, well, the same amount or more energy. Moreover, you can go first with IU and maybe take like the first KD. So there was no FH on the Mang. You want some FH on the Mang, but that's Vor and TK job. And I'm pretty sure this Vor doesn't take FH, would make it way too hard for a single guys to put all the FH. So, yeah. Also, here there's some trick. Like sometimes it will be a little bit low on energy, and the Micronite, if you target the key, they will most likely have enchantment on them all the time. So that's why I actually target the key. There's no no X, but I can still put my unnatural signet and the spike was a bit slow, but still went fine. So again, here has IU. You can easily take a target and put a mistrust before. I do it in TK and in MLK as well. It's quite useful to do so. All the ball was terrible. There's like one tug there, and I don't think we actually saw it, or maybe he didn't take. Oh yeah, never mind. He did. I guess it was in another run. It was quite well. Maybe the TK saw it. So again, that's interesting because that's something I often talk. Maybe they have the option at this point, but that's the worst kind of split that you can have. You never want the split to be on the Mesmer side. Um, in this case, just wait a little bit, let the Vor go first, so you don't he doesn't get robbed because you get the aggro before actually being in range. And since the new AI update, you can see how fast the mob react. Like they kill at least three or four people like counting the res, right? Yeah, at this point it can be very useful to be on the TS, but Flo did saw that I was talking to him and let me HOS out of him. Otherwise, you can definitely do it with the Ghost if you have toolbox or even a mini pet. When I target him with mini pet, but in reality, it's very easy. You just need the Mesmer to wait. Problem is that often Mesmer are a bit brain off at this point uh, and don't look. They just go and E. So again, that was a very scared JDOT overall. Um, and the monk by accident actually went and seed the tank right away, so he had to die. Anyway, that was not the kind of JDOT that you want. Although the interesting thing, and he got stuck, HOS true. That's one reason, right? Always paying attention. So if you look at the tank actually got stuck, and I think it was quite unlucky. Like the Pranger were still running, right? The rune, maybe Jada. So HOS there. If I was taking, like I would have got the aggro, maybe. Not necessary, but I could have. Anyway, always pay attention to your tank. So, so you see, there's a lot of fail in this round. Also, note one thing. In general, with Morganite, you will need to wait. You really need to wait on it for all rock to be in the ball, and 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 you will often see someone early aggroing in the at the first ball of CT, and like they just break and scenario. You waste time, you waste energy, people die, and so on. In this spike, that's a bit different because like me in this case, I think he was a bit far and might run to us, but especially if the rock is just behind beside the tank will generally have a 105 HP armor, which means they will still go on the tank. In this case, he will probably run. Yeah, he was a bit far, but didn't want to waste any more time, and we have plenty of time to split. Especially with Imlad on brick, it's very useful to actually KD. The TK cannot split easily on a rock because he will heal himself, but as IU, you can easily put the Imlad and so again, that was a very slow Jada. Not really sure. Yeah. Interesting though that is that even though there's like all those small fail, I think it's a 24-minute run, which so it's generated with all those like tactic and improvement and small detail. It's still very easy to do a time like 24 minute, 23 minute event on run that contain quite a lot of fail. Yeah, so here then it's quite the VAR was definitely a bit too early because yeah, I mean there was two things like the Unger was quite behind and then the VAR kind of put it in a hurry and I did talk about in my VAR video, but we did we didn't have enough output to make them fall faster. And they're like obviously the yeah, that was a bit sketch. I don't know what happened. Did the emo wall like that? Let me check because no, the emo was there. So I wonder what exactly happened. It looked like there was a seed first, and the emo what didn't fuse whatsoever, and he wasn't positioned correctly. So like no mob will run in. Yeah, and then there was more over a seed. So I don't know exactly what happened. Like it was a special run, right? So at this point, uh, Yeah, so they definitely there went a bit better because they also make sure to keep your aimlet for the after the majority of mob actually die, right? It's a good mob finisher. So 105 damage. Note that you can always try to put a mistrust on the Hungry, and if you're lucky, it will actually trigger. And again, I did talk about it in other video, but it's your skill that does the more damage, right? It's 182 damage. So yeah. So at this point, as you quite important, do not forget to go with the TT if your guild is doing so. Then most guild today do that tactic. It used to be that only the MLK for some guild, but yeah, today most guild do it. And here again, quite important. I will talk about it here. If the tendrils share aggro with the group, with the mob there because they are of the same type. So if you actually like, let's say the tendril is there and you enter when the mob are still close to the tendril, you will get the aggro of the mob. So it's very important to wait until the mob goes out of their range. Also, second thing, it's the job of the IU to pull the DERF Underlord because the TT has recall on the MLK. So for instance, if he had to break and the underlord was broken, he wouldn't break on me and like pull every mob on there. It will break far enough to break the aggro, and I will still be able to pull. That's why the guys that doesn't have the recall aggro. So now we'll talk about a thing. I aggro with the skills because I don't need there to aggro with the bow like whatsoever because the TT has plenty of HP and keep running to go put his SOH. In the case that the TT was very low HP, let's say he's very low HP and he saw that the Underlord start running away, he can break right away. In this case, take a flat bow and pull. So you shoot your arrow, and whenever your arrow start uh, like going, oh, is a shot, you back away, back walk. And it's very important in this case to have a flat bow to have a long flight duration, right? The arrow flight duration of a flat bow is the longest. It's longer than a longbow, although they have the same range. So I talk a bit more in my TT video and I think in my MT video as well. So you can do the same trick even if the Underlord has a lot of mobs that are very close, you can still pull him without pulling the other mob. So now it's very important to so the MLK and the IU shall always be together. The MLK will put his backfire, his signet, and you put your PI. It's very important to put PI and do not use imlat. The reason, look, it will do some it will use his grand finger that will do zone damage, so you will return 224 damage, which is quite a lot. And with backfire and so on, that's another two time like the damage of backfire, which is absolutely insane. And with the two search and signet, he's dead. So you can very much one shot him or almost one shot him. Very important just to be together and have the right skills. Uh, so PI backfire, no KD. So again, quite important, do not aggro the tangent too early. Also, let enough space to the TT. In this case, it didn't happen, but there's sometimes, let's say the TT make a DC and get stuck. It can happen. And he cannot HOS out. If it is experienced, it won't break right away. It will let you enough time to go away, to go back. So if the TT is back, you probably want to just run away so he can break his recall far enough. In most cases, it won't happen, but it could happen, and you must be aware of that. And again, it's very useful in this case is to have TeamSpeak, but in any case, good thing to know to maybe avoid some fail or some very big delay on the run. So again, I ping a back target. I did talk in mostly all my video, especially in this case because I saw that MT didn't have a back target, so it's very useful. In fact, yeah, he did have a back target because he didn't DC the one I gave him, but it didn't ping it, so it's quite if you change target can be very useful too. A little bit like the Dreamy in Foundry, uh, on the Lord, like Necrolord and Mesmer Lord, you just want to put Mistrust, and whenever the skill actually uh, is uh, is dropped and cancel, you can inblad and put another research so it doesn't cast between the two. Yeah, at this point, I will do something that I think it's quite interesting to point out. I'm the only one that cannot go away because I don't have a jump on our ally. That's why I start running a bit earlier. So, like, I want the Vor to finish casting, and the monk have had the same reaction, right? He was very aware of what's going on. So, see, we avoid wasting time here. So again, the Lord should already pulled. Yeah, there was a yeah small. Well, wonder exactly what happened because even if they and again you can see that's what I was talking about. This inlet was way too early, especially that. First of all, I don't quite agree that's a good skill to have inlet on the Var. She'll definitely have FH way more useful. But anyway, let's say he also have mistrust. Oh, he might not have mistrust. Might be why. Like I wonder. She'll need to look his bill. Yeah, he doesn't have mistrust. Or anyway, so generally you don't want to imlat right away, right? Because you will put the first mistrust before he casts his skills. You want him to break, and then you can imlat and see. Yeah, and then break. If it didn't have a mistrust, it's not as bad, but still something you want to avoid. In any case, if you look at my VOR video, like maybe cry of pain might not be the best skill, but for sure the FH mistrust I think very central to any VOR build. Especially mistrust that is I think the a very central skills to all the mesmers. Okay, so here it's quite important. So the 6-0 can be approached. It's very important to approach it correctly. So the first thing you do, um, well, you can definitely put a war supply at this point. Make sure to have a shield set with a plus 10 demon, very easy to find in DOA, to take less damage from the tendril. That would give you a easily 50 HP more to come back. That's a very useful 50 HP, and I'm pretty sure it's in fact more. So at this point, I actually do it with the Legionnaire. With the Legionnaire, you don't need a bond. Most people do it with Gaki. It's way easier, in fact, with a Gaki, with a turtle, with a Devourer, right? Those are the so Gaki, Turtle, and Devourer are the most common. Devourer and Gaki are definitely the best. You can also do it with the triple stun that doesn't rub. So Tengu, for instance, is the best spawn to do, and you do it like just before they hit to make sure they don't rub. And in any cases, the Legendary doesn't need a bound. The Devourer need a bound. The Gaki doesn't. And if you do it with with a Legendary, you will actually start running one of the tendril. So you still PI both like you will do in general. So yeah, I was some time to actually switch on my set there. It's not very useful, but in any case, so you see Legionnaire go on one tendril, you just attack the other tendril. Um, you will want the Legionnaire to go on this tendril, so maybe it will be better to actually turn around, right? The stun is always in your back, so if I was looking to the east, right, and maybe move a bit, the Legionnaire will probably have aggro this one. I think that's the best thing to do because the tendril with the Legionnaire will die faster. So C is already dead, but then I finish, I can use, I come back, try to not get aggro, dodge a little bit. That was very close to not be able to go on, right? If this guy's turn around. I was a bit late because like that's not the best stall for sure, but yeah, that's something that I miss, but that can be very useful sometime. Like let's say you don't have X, you can definitely use your mistrust and you will have an X to trigger your unnatural signet on every mob. So again, at this point, you want I did ping the PI, people will still rob. That's a bit annoying because you will have been one shot or mostly dead, and now he won't die. And again, he got throw up, didn't die. So you see, everyone takes so much energy damage because first of all, the MT didn't trigger this central correctly. We didn't kill this central because people did rub, although I did ping it. And yeah, that's definitely quite annoying for the emo, and maybe can delay the stuff. And anyway, that's a good thing to have a TeamSpeak again, to have synchronization so people uh, play as one unit rather than eight different. So at this point, I will still precise for other stuff. Yeah, that was a little bit of mistake before because clearly you see I only do 63 damage. Like you need to be aware and switch target because it's obvious that my next E-Surge won't do any damage. All right, I only do 13 because the target doesn't have any energy. So obviously my next E-Surge won't pop up like with 13 energy more. But yeah, anyway. And yeah, that's I think I moved forward a bit. That was a bit odd. I'm not exactly sure what it fell. Let's try to see again. So usually we want to go over, like I target the emo, but he stopped there, and then he, like obviously directly goes. So I wanted to target someone else, and I guess I move a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit. I'm not exactly sure why it fell. It seemed good even on the video. Was it not on the? Yeah, not exactly sure. Now again, I don't think that's why I scroll up. I want to see the recall. It's very useful when the tank actually ping recall, but in our tactic, it's very common that the tank put it on the IU because if there's someone that won't pass through, it's the IU. But yeah, we didn't made any rule as far as I know, and but that's why I still say I didn't saw any TK, so I assume it was me. But otherwise, you just ask and make sure to act correctly. It's better to wait than to actually run away directly because if you break the empty, like your team will lose so much time because of that. So if you're not sure, you just ask. So at this point, it's very important to come and clean the mob that are here. So I probably talking in this video, but the mob that are there need to be dead so the monk can put his EOE and be in time at the ref, right? So it's very important after the first, well, after the fourth spawn, so the tree earth and probably the tree spirit as well, to actually come and clean those mob. Very, very, very important. Again, there you can go on the art, and KDDR is very useful because he can heal, can remove X's. So at this point, uh, yeah. So we won't go on the two last because so in five mesmer, in fact, just to know, there's like it's not much easier with five mesmer because there's still only four there. But since there was a golem, it can be risky to go on the last. Like it can go bad very fast if there's bad spawn. So I wanted to just do the last, but you will see the spawn will be in fact in range. Uh, yeah, that's yeah, maybe it wasn't in this run. In fact, yeah, that looked fine. Yeah, that was in this run. So yeah, the spike went very well there. So at this point, again, you can early spy without any worry because you there was no flashes, and again, that's your job here. See, most guilds still do it with with recall on the VAR, but since the VAR often have the Tengu and they want to go fast to the Deathbringer, the IU is the one that is getting their recall in IT tactics. So make sure to go as far as you can, but do not break the TK earlier. It's the TK should break himself, not the not you by being too far. So you just run as far as you can, by still staying in TK's range. So at this point, yeah. So again, so that was an easy 23, but they kind of fuck up the riff. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Um, it might have been. Oh, okay. Never mind. It wasn't the riff, right? It was the TT that actually didn't forgot to take the quest, so he was late and definitely lose over. So now I wanted to actually take the flash, and definitely if we were on TS, that would have been better. But since they all break with 33%, you can just run down directly. I can take the flash, but anyway, it's quite hard to synchronize yourself when you're not on TeamSpeak, right? So yeah, it's obvious that we lost so many time. Like at 22, we were there, in fact, so we could have started right away. And again, we had a really bad spawn. Yeah, we cannot spike that at all. Um, but anyway, so yeah, also I did mention in the other video, you can target the mine and the soul, but the mistrust with the new AI, they almost always are triggered, and that's again see 182 damage. That's a very useful 182 damage. And there you turn right away. Quite important. Use your eco search. Don't you still wait for them to spawn, but you don't want to save energy or anything. Like you just go full damage, and you see, yeah, there was definitely a fuse or enchantment or something. It was too far. You can see the darkness were running there. Quite lucky that they stopped, but they still they didn't share all damage. They were a bit too. And again, there, do not start spiking before they spawn. It's useless to waste energy. They will still move. And now you want to even out the damage. That was a pretty bad spawn though. And again, the job of everyone except the VAR do off damage. You want to put damage everywhere so they die all with the AoE. And there you go. So it's you see it's the 24 like 15 with easily uh like at this point. So the quest should have been taken now. I like the Deathbringer, so the 22300, and it was actually taken at this point. So 230. Yeah, okay. So actually, that's not the time. So 23.8, and at 20, yeah. So the quest should have been easy a minute earlier, and that would have been an easy 23. And so you see, even with like quite a lot of fail, we did the 24. So that's just show how easy it is if everyone know what they are doing. So that's it for the IU. Hope you enjoy.